Welcome to High School Football Game Night. Presented by Scenic Cable Network and Production. Now, here's tonight's game.
Welcome to the campus of Providence Christian School. We're at the Nest tonight. Nick Gwynn, Mark Smith for this first round of the Alabama High School Athletic Association playoffs in 2A. And tonight, Mark, Thorsby comes to town with a 6-4 record, finishing third in their region, Region 4.
Yeah, Nick, they're in a region with Fayetteville, I believe, who beat Ayrton last night. They're, I believe they were 3-4 on the region record, but they've got a quite formidable team. Of course, Providence comes in off a big win against HA, and with a week off after that to get rested up. Oh, onside kick.
Onside kick to start the game and recover it easily. Thorsby did not see that coming. They were going the other direction.
Yeah, Thorsby didn't watch the film of that. I guess we left that one off the film, Nick.
We did leave that off.
We
haven't done that a lot this year. That's part of the thing. So Providence will kick off, but will have the ball at just across midfield.
I think one thing we need to talk about is we got a couple of injuries. Ed Colley, everybody knows, has been one of the better running backs we've had this year. He's been injured off and on, but he had a big injury in the HA game, broke his arm, and will be out for the season. And also our fullback, Garrett Raffle, has got some issues with his ankle. So
at the ball at the 49-yard line, Hunter Gwynn in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He'll give it up the middle to Cade C.
Nick, that's not
Cade C. Who was that? Oh, that's 32. That's got to be Parker.
Parker Griffin.
Yep.
Parker's coming in. Has played a lot of fullback this year, but he's mainly a defensive guy. But tonight he's stepping in a fullback for Garrett, and they showed a little bit of different formation there with the fullback playing next to Gwynn, the quarterback. Yes.
So now 2nd and 4. Gwynn takes a snap. The give this time straight up the middle to Parker Griffith again. He's going to rumble forward. He's going to have about 13 yards and get just outside the 30.
Nick, he's actually not playing the fullback position. He is playing the normal halfback, tailback position with, I think, Cade is actually lining up at the fullback position right now, Cade C. So
now, if we come into short yardage situation and go into the I, we'll see him in the fullback
Cade
position.
Is still back at the fullback, and a little bit of a change here, going more power.
1st and 10, ball at the 31. Gwynn takes a snap. This time the give comes back the other way to Reeves. Reeves is going to get about 7 yards inside the 25.
Yeah, Nick, that was opened up by those first two plays, obviously. Fake to the tailback and inside handoff to the wing guy. As Reeves has done very well that play all year.
So after the onside kick, Providence comes out with their foot on the gas, wanting to jump out to the early lead.
Yeah, very aggressive, and it's good to see.
2nd and 4 now. Gwynn will give to the second man. The ball hits the ground. It's still loose, but Gwynn's going to cover it.
Covers it. Wow.
That was very fortunate for Providence right there.
Nick, that was a pop by the linebacker from Thorsby. I didn't catch the number, but he popped the running back there, and Griffin, and
that's a loss.
Very fortunate to get that back. A couple of Thorsby guys jumped on it, but it was
loss of 5 on that play.
Weren't able to contain the ball, and Gwynn jumped on it to save the play. Now it's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd and 8. There's just under 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. This time Gwynn fakes a handoff, steps up into the pocket, looking downfield. Has his man, threw the ball in a good spot, but Barnes not able to come up with it.
Yeah, Nick, he had some pressure there. He had to avoid, and when he did that, they kind of messed up the timing of the pass play. But that was caused by pressure by Thorsby.
Yeah, that looked like the defensive end on the far side came in, and Gwynn did a good job to get away from him. But that brings up 4th now and 8. And Providence will go for it here with the ball sitting just inside the 30-yard line.
I expect a no play here to begin with.
Nope. They're going to look to pass. This time Gwynn's wrapped up. He gets rid of it. And he threw it to Jones, who's an ineligible receiver.
Yeah, that'll be declined.
Jones just kind of knocked it down.
But it will be declined. That was all he didn't have any other choice. He was hit pretty
better
quick.
To have it incomplete than to lose 5 yards. So
yeah, Nick, that drive was kind of slowed down, obviously, by the fumble. he was well on his way to making a first down on that play when the hit was made and ball popped out, and that set him up for 3rd and long instead of either a first down or 3rd and very short. And took Providence out of their game plan.
We'll get our first look at Thorsby here, and Connor McRae is the quarterback. And from what I've heard, Mark, he will run the ball some, and he's got some good speed. So, man goes in motion. McRae will keep it and go straight up the middle. He'll get about a yard across the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Nick, that was our 2 leading tacklers on the tackle there, Ricky Hall and Biscuit Ernst on the tackle.
And that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 now.
Nick, I noticed today that Ricky Hall is averaging 18 tackles a game. That leads the area by 4.5 tackles per game.
And it's his first year to play high school football.
High school football,
yeah.
Right.
2nd now and 9. This time the snap goes direct to number 24. He's going to try to get outside. Gets maybe 2 yards. That was number 24, Kevin Mims. There's 2 Mims on this team, Ken and Kevin. They're both listed as 11th graders, so that makes me assume that they're twins.
Yeah, they
both running backs.
That's right. And that stopped by 24 Hall again, and also a host of other tacklers, including Reeves.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and looks like about 6 or 7 yards. 8:30 to go in this first quarter. Ball sits at the 33-yard line. Snap. They're going to give that to the up man, and he's going to pound forward for about 4 yards. They're going to be a yard short. Actually, it depends on where they spot that. Yeah, that's about a yard short. So that's going to bring up 4th and 1. Clock is running at 8 minutes.
Yeah, Hayden Parker, the true freshman. Well, they're all true freshmen, but the freshman there made the tackle.
We didn't redshirt him.
Yeah.
So. 4th and 1. This time, direct snap to Mims. He's going to keep it and go up the middle for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, that was a good play call there. They hadn't shown that yet, and he took the snap, and there was good timing on the play and good blocking on the play. Colin Dean on the stop. Had a couple of substitutions after that play. I think they're trying to give Parker Griffin, he usually starts on defensive end, give him a blow because he's playing so much offense. And Hayden Parker was playing for him in the first couple of plays.
Ball at the 42, 1st and 10. This time the give goes to Mims again. He's going to have about 4 or 5 yards on that play.
Yeah, once again, that was Ricky Hall and number 9, Gray McClendon, and number 20, Colin Dean on the tackle.
That's a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6 now. Clock down to 7 minutes. This quarter's ticking away very quickly.
They spread it out here, Nick.
This time, quarterback will keep it. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose about 2 yards.
Yard and a half there, Nick, depending on the spot. Biscuit Ernst slowed that play down and got a host of other tackles in on it, including Ricky Hall and Labanowski.
They gave him forward progression to the 45.
Yeah.
That's going to bring up. It's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
And Nick, Brandon Barnes also came in on that play with the stop. I called Labanowski's name out, but it was actually Barnes that came in on that.
This time the quarterback, McRae, is alone in the backfield. Man goes in motion. McRae's going to keep the ball. He's going to go straight up the middle. He's going to be short by about 2 yards up to the 50. Short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 2.
Ricky Hall on the stop, as well as number 20, Dean.
5-yard gain there, but that brings up 4th and 2.
I kind of expect them to go for it again here, Nick. They went for it on 4th and 1. I figured they'd do the same with 4th and 2 here.
Yeah, 4th and 1 with worse field position. Now ball at midfield. This time, Mims gets the ball, and he's going to be stuffed.
Yeah, he did not get the first down.
He got back to the line of scrimmage but didn't get anything else, and so Providence will take over on the 50-yard line with 5:28 to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, he ran into the teeth of the defense there with Ricky Hall and Gray McClendon and and a host of other tacklers.
Yeah, they did a good job. Linebackers did a good job filling the holes that time, and
absolutely
not allowing that first down. So 1st and 10 now. Ball sits at the 50-yard line.
First down and 10 yards to go for the Eagles. Ball now resting just on the Providence side, 50-yard line.
The give goes to Griffith. He's going to go over the right side. He's going to have about 6 yards. Bring up 2nd and 4.
This goes back to some old school Providence football here with our big guy being our main tailback here. Remember Sterling Gatlin?
Yep. Reminds me a lot of Sterling.
Reminds me of Sterling. A little taller than Sterling, but he's got the same build other than that. But I think obviously the coaches saw something on film that made them make this change.
2nd and 4 now. This time the give goes to Parker again. He cuts back. He's going to have
first
down. He'll be very close to it. That is a first down. So Providence gets a new set of downs. The ball sits at the 40.
Nick, this is just like the first drive. Like I said, the first drive was only really stopped because of the fumble.
That just really stopped the momentum,
That's
I think. And 1st and 10.
That'll be
and a
offside.
no play, and that's going to give us an offside call and give us 5 free yards. Mark, tonight Providence is going for a first. There's been several firsts this year. First time we've gone undefeated at home, 5-0. And this is the 3rd time we've hosted a playoff game, but we've come up short in the last 2. And so Providence going for that to get the first win at home in a playoff game. So important game for them, and I know they're motivated. Gwen takes a snap this time, gives to Griffith. He's hit behind the line. He's going to lose about a yard.
Yeah, Nick, that was number 24 there for.
That's Mims.
Mims, which has been their main running guy. But I think that we went to the well one too many times there on that play. But that'll set something else up here. Yeah, Nick, we were actually 5-0 already going into this game at home. This would put us 6-0. The only playoff game ever that we won was in 2012 when we beat this team on the road, beat Thorsby on the road.
It was actually 2010, I think.
Yeah.
But we did beat Thorsby 18-0 on the road.
Yes, it was 2010.
That's Reeves on the carry, and he's going to get pushed forward. He's going to get inside. He's going to have the first down plus about 6.
Nick, that was Jackson Reeves, not known as the power runner, but he kept his feet moving there. As
he got a little push from one of his teammates.
Got a little push from Hayden Parker. And at one point I thought Hayden had the ball.
I did too. So that's going to be 1st and 10 now. Ball sits at the 23-yard line. This time the give goes to Parker. He's going to get
back to the line of scrimmage.
Back to the line of scrimmage. I thought maybe he had a yard, but
Nick,
just a no gain there.
The Mims brothers were in on that tackle there. We're assuming they're brothers. They're
23 and 24.
23 and 24. They're the workhorses on offense and defense.
It looks like they're middle linebackers.
Yes. They have the same mannerisms and everything. That's what lets us assume.
They didn't have different numbers. It'd be hard to tell them apart.
Yes.
2nd and a long 9 now. This time the toss will go out to the left side. Griffith's going to look for the corner. He's going to get pulled out of bounds after a loss.
That play was a little too slow developing, and I'm a little surprised that they stayed with
Griffith on
that sweep.
He doesn't have that
breakaway.
That breakaway get to the corner speed like Reeves does or C.
Yes.
Loss of 1. It's going to be 3rd and 11 now. 2.5 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Of course, the man on that play is obviously Edwin Colley, and he's not available tonight.
Yeah, Edwin's had surgery after that broken arm.
Nick, I noticed
in the Houston Academy
game. Is actually on the sidelines.
We may be trying to keep Cade a little fresh, too, because he does play defense as well.
Double handoff.
Reeves gets the ball. He's going to get down inside the 15. Not quite enough for a first down.
He's going to be about a yard and a half short. About a yard and a half short. Nice play there. With the inside handoff going the other direction. or actually the double handoff there. It was not the inside handoff.
And that's, you got to give props to Parker Griffin coming in and learning. You know, he runs it a little bit in practice, but not as much as some of the other guys. And that play right there is dependent on timing, and it's very easy to fumble the ball on that play right there. And he did a good job. 4th and 2.
Got him.
Providence is going to get a free 5 out of that.
Yep. Nick, that's one play that I'm not sure we would have gotten some of the area teams on because they see us do it so much. But a team like Thorsby that hasn't seen us in 5 years, they're not up on it. So that's twice we've gotten them, and that was huge right there. Obviously,
it was.
Now that gives
us a new set of downs, but it's first and
goal from 10. It looks like it's outside the 10, but they're making it 1st and goal.
Minute and a half to go in this first quarter. This time the give goes to Griffith. He's going to get about 3 yards on that carry.
Yeah, that looks like we're going to get a terrible spot again, Nick. This is a recurring theme we've had this last 2 weeks. The line judge on this side looked like he marked it where his knee went down, not where the ball was when his knee went down.
So it was a 2-yard gain
instead of a 3-yard gain.
2nd and goal from the 8. Parker Griffin in the backfield. He goes in motion. The give comes the other way to Reeves. He's going to go to the corner, and he's going to get the corner. Touchdown, Providence.
Nice play right there, Nick. And I think they thought we were going power again. And inside handoff to Reeves, and he got outside and beat the two backers.
And Jackson Reeves did a good job that time of recognizing to sprint for the corner and not try to cut it up. And he saw that outside, and he just went straight at that pylon. So inside a minute left to go in the first quarter, Providence draws first blood. Cade C comes on to tag on the extra point. Labanowski's kicking. And it's up and good.
Nick,
I didn't expect Labanowski to be out there.
I knew he was the backup kicker, but with Cade pulling double duty tonight, I think they thought this would be a good move. But that was a good kick.
Great kick. 53 seconds to go in the first quarter. Providence with the 7-0 lead on Thorsby. So after a 50-yard touchdown drive, Providence will tee it up at the 40 again. And I would expect this time Thorsby's the front line will probably stay home this time.
Yeah, they are. They're all the way up on the front line, and I doubt you'll see any of them move back.
I'd be afraid to kick it to one of their deep men, one of the Mims boys, because...
Yeah, I would kick it to the left side over here.
It's going to be a little pooch kick to the midline. It's going to be taken at the 28. He's going to kneel it down at the 30th. At the 30.
I'm guessing the coaches have told him if he ever catches one to kneel it.
He could have got probably an extra 8 yards on that before he had to even deal with any Providence defenders. But Thorsby will start its next possession, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. I want to say, Mark, and give a little shout-out to Scenic Broadcasting. And this is the first year we've done any playoff games. They stepped up this year and paid the fee to the Alabama High School Athletic Association so that we could do this game, and we appreciate it very much, and glad to be out here tonight.
Absolutely. A lot of
screen pass to number 16. He's going to not even get back to the line of scrimmage. And he was hit hard.
Andrew Peterson.
Peterson hit number 16, Brad Stange. And
he'll feel that one for a little while.
Yeah, Peterson had a beeline on it. I think he read that play all the way.
Yeah, it almost looked like they were going to do a double pass there, but he ended up running the ball, and he paid the price. Yeah,
so
Nick,
no gain on that play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
There's some people that aren't able to get out of the game, and they really enjoy watching these replays that we do, and I'm very happy that Scenic was able to do this year.
And Thorsby's going to let the clock expire. They can't.
They can't.
They're going to take a delay of game right
Delay of game. There's a delay of game.
The officials didn't see it. The official should have thrown a flag on that. It should have been a delay of game. Play clock ran out with 4 seconds still on the game clock. After 1 quarter of play, though, Providence enjoys a 7-0 lead over Thorsby.
call it.
We're starting the second quarter here, and Thorsby with the ball, 2nd and 10 at the 30, and should have been at the end of that first quarter. We should have seen a delay of game flag, but we did not. So this time, quarterback will roll out, looking to pass. He's looking downfield. He's got nowhere to go. He's going to get covered up, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of about 12, Mark, 13.
Nick, that was a host of tacklers, but Mr. Hall, Ricky Hall, was the first one there. Hayden Parker was there. Griffith was there.
Connor McCray, quarterback for Thorsby, is a little slow getting up.
That's weird. They stopped.
They stopped the clock. The official, the white hat, stopped the clock because he didn't know if the quarterback was going to get up or not.
Yeah, normally they make them go out if they do that, but I guess that was a.
So a loss of 12 is going to bring up 3rd and 22 for Thorsby. This will be a big lift.
Oh, they got us on our play.
Big lift to Providence. I was going to say big lift to Providence to hold them right here. That's going to be 5 yards, and that'll make it 3rd and 17 now.
Yeah, that helps them a little bit, gets them out a little bit out of our end of the field. But
I wonder, Mark, if they're thinking 2 plays here. You know, in their last possession, they did go for it on 4th and 1 and 4th and 2. Depending upon how many yards they get here, we may see them go for it on 4th again. But right now it's 3rd and 17. Delayed give to the back, and he's going to be wrapped up. He'll get back to the – I don't even know if he got back to the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard.
I think so. Yeah, Andrew Peterson in on the tackle there, as well as other Eagles.
Ken Mims on that carry. So 4th now and, let's see, 18.
Looks like they're going to give Ricky a rest on the punt. That's a good idea. They brought the freshman Solomon in.
Dylan Carroll in to punt for Thorsby, and Reeves will be back. Jackson Reeves will be back deep. He stands at the 45, awaiting the punt. It's a low kick. It's going to go over his head. It's going to take a Providence bounce, and it's going to be down at the 35-yard line.
Very good punt.
It was a very good punt. I watched him warming up before the game, and he was consistently punting the ball about 40 yards.
Yeah, we obviously our coaches and players didn't see that, and we lined up a little too close to the line of scrimmage. However, we're taking over.
The ball's just inside the 35. Providence will start a possession there, 1st and 10. They're going to put it at the 34-yard line. There's 10:23 to go in this first half. This game is moving by pretty quick, Mark.
It is, Nick.
Hadn't been a lot of passing. Hadn't been a lot of incomplete passes to stop the clock, and there hadn't been too many flags either.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I guess we're going to call a timeout because the play has not been signaled in. We don't have but 10 players on the field. That's the problem.
So Providence takes a timeout with 10:23 to go in this second quarter. After the Providence timeout, it is 1st and 10, ball sitting at the 34-yard line. Providence with the 7-0 lead. And Mark, I want to go ahead and mention the winner of this ball game. Washington County beat Goshen last night, so the winner of this ball game will travel to Washington County next week. This time the give goes to Parker. He's going to lose.
Nick, that was an inside handoff to Ricky Hall.
Oh, that was Ricky Hall.
Has come in at fullback.
He loses a yard.
Ricky's been the backup, third-string fullback, I think. They've been keeping him fresh on defense but with
he's such a force on defense.
Right.
You almost don't want to
but
pull him off the field.
With Raffle out, they're having to give the other guys a little bit of a blow, and so they brought Ricky in, and we know that
Parker Griffin has to have a little bit of a rest. 2nd and 11 now. Glenn will take the ball. He's going to give it to the second man up the middle.
That'll be Parker Griffin.
That was Parker Griffin. He got about a 6-yard gain.
Yeah.
He's going to get up to the 39-yard line and bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Cade C's not in the game at the time, and that's who Hall actually came in for. Now Labanowski has come into the game.
Labanowski comes in.
Ricky Hall.
He'll come in as a tailback occasionally.
This will be an interesting play here. I've never seen. I guess Labanowski will play tailback, yes, and Griffin will go back to fullback here. That's a new one too. Labanowski's the backup quarterback.
This time, turns it upfield.
Gets about 3 yards.
That was Labanowski with a gain of 3. It's going to bring up third,
This is
fourth. It's going to bring up 4th and 2.
Okay, they had I thought that was second down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was third down, so it's 4th and 2. Ball sitting at the 42, and we're going to bring Eli Yance in to punt. Yeah, I know we want to keep Cade C fresh on defense because he is a big part of our defense, but I would like to see him carry the ball a couple times tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little wondering about maybe if he's injured or not because he wasn't in on defense in the last series.
Kevin Mims back deep for Thorsby, and I haven't seen him return a punt, but I would think he would be dangerous. So this time the punt is low. Here. Takes a Providence bounce. Mims picks it up on the bounce, and he's going to be hit.
He was hit by number 55
Biscuit.
Ernst and number 9 McClendon, and getting there after the fact, but helping was Benton, freshman Benton. Nick, I was a little surprised we didn't go for that. It was only 4th and 2.5, and normally in that situation, knowing how
with the ball sitting, ball on this side of the 50, I think was the decision maker. Excuse me. We got 8:14 to go in this second quarter. Ball sits at the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for Thorsby. You give to Mims. He goes over the right side. He's got a hole. He breaks 2 tackles. He's going to have about 12 yards, maybe 13. Have enough for a first down.
And Nick, that's their biggest game from scrimmage tonight. And Nick, I'm seeing Cade C on the sideline kind of next to the trainer, and I'm not sure. He hasn't been in on defense or offense the last 2 series, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But I just brought in Hayden Parker to give Griffin a blow. And
looks like Cade is trying to stretch out that right leg a little bit, and I don't know what's going on. We'll try to get an update at halftime. It's 1st and 10 now. Ball inside the 45. This time the give goes to Mims again. He's going to battle for about 2 yards. He was hit in the backfield but able to escape a tackle and gain 2 yards.
Looks like Barnes in on the tackle there.
Brian Jones in on that tackle as well. It's 2nd and 8 now. 7:20 to go in this first half. McCray takes a snap, tosses back to Mims. Mims going to be hit in the backfield. He's going to lose about 3 yards, maybe 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 11.
I had a hard time seeing there, but it looks like Brandon Barnes was the first one there. And
that spot looked a little better than I thought it was going to be, so it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, he lost about 4 yards.
6.5 minutes to go in the first half.
McCray in the
McCray in the backfield by himself. But Thorsby will take a timeout to look at this 3rd down and 10.
You know, I don't understand.
After Thorsby's timeout, they're looking at 3rd and just a little more than 10.
Oh my goodness.
Ball sits at the 44-yard line.
Well, they moved, but they didn't call it. They did call it.
That's going to have a false start there.
Yeah,
that's going to back them up and make it 3rd.
One of the backs moved early, number 23.
So it's going to be 3rd and 15 now. Ball inside the 40.
Nick, this is big defensive series. Make a stop here and maybe put some points on the board before the half would be nice for the Eagles.
McCray. Low snap. The ball goes under him. He's going to have to down it back inside the 25-yard line. They're going to mark it right at the 25-yard line. That's going to be 4th now and 25. 4th and 24.
Yeah, Nick, that went right between the quarterback's legs there, and wasn't much he could do. If he'd have picked it up, he'd have been hit.
You said you did see some movement, false start that wasn't called?
Yes. So. Yes, one of the linemen, maybe the tight end, moved, and but either way, it worked out for the Eagles here. They should get good field position. Of course, this guy can really boot it, so we'll see.
This kick not quite as good. Reeves comes up and takes it at the 45. Breaks a couple tackles. He's going to get inside the 50. That ball's going to be marked at the 46-yard line.
Nice run there by Reeves. Number 1, Noah Bird on the stop for Thorsby. Nick, I expect us to come out right here and be kind of aggressive. They're going to Cade C still on the sideline trying to get his legs loose or something. We're not real sure what the injury is. I just noticed that freshman Will Solomon is coming into the game, and normally he's a fullback. Hasn't played any fullback with the first team this year, but
he's a good athlete.
He's a very good athlete.
And he doesn't mind hitting
and
somebody.
Parker's the tailback.
This time the give to Parker. Parker goes right up the middle. He's hit at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 5.5 minutes to go in this first half. And you know Providence wants to put 7 more on the board.
They do. They had hoped to get more on first down. Obviously, it puts us in a hole. It's kind of like most offenses. If you don't get positive yards on first down, it kind of puts you in a hole.
It'll be 2nd and 10 now for Providence.
Nick, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't throw the ball here.
And we will fake Gwen rolling out. He throws it downfield and just throws it out of bounds to get rid of it, and that was a good decision on his part.
Thorsby has done a good job of getting pressure on us on the pass plays.
I didn't see a blitz. I think that was just
they didn't
rushing 4.
They did, and they didn't. They're not biting on the play action like most teams do against Providence because we run the ball so much. They usually bite on that play, but they're not biting on that play whatsoever. And he just didn't have time to find his man he was trying to see down the sideline.
3rd and 10 now for Providence. Gwen's going to look to pass again. Gets out of pressure.
He got it.
Threads a needle right there. And they're going to give him a completion.
Nice catch and pass there.
At the 30-yard line.
Reeves, he got hit as he caught the ball, but he was able to get 1 foot down. Inbounds. Both the line judges said he came down with it, and we don't have replay in high school football. So 1st down and 10 at the 33-yard line of Thorsby with 4:46 left.
That was a good. That pass had to go over that linebacker and drop it inside the cornerback, and good throw and catch right there for the first completion of the night for Providence. So 1st and 10, ball at the 33. Reeves goes in motion. Give to Reeves. Reeves going to avoid 1 tackle. He's going to try to get to the corner. Cuts back. He's going to lose about 3 yards.
I noticed before that play, they had that side. Thorsby had 3 guys out there covering 2. And I was afraid we were running in that direction, and we did, and they had it well covered because of that. So that brings up 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. Ball sits at the 35. Just over 4 minutes to go in this half.
Yeah, Nick, I wish we'd been able to recognize that and maybe, change the play at the line of scrimmage. I know we don't do that a lot, but or call timeout because it was not a good play call for that formation that Thorsby was running.
This time Gwen gives the ball straight up the middle to Griffin. He's going to get met at the line of scrimmage for no gain. And that's going to bring up 4th now.
That play was kind of a strange deal. It was a little slow developing, and I actually thought somebody from Providence moved early, but it was not called. Anyway, it brings 3rd and long up.
3rd and 12.
I would think we're in 4-down territory here, so we may not see a pass here. We're probably going to try to get half of this now and go from there because we are in 4-down territory with this much time left, this little time left in the half.
We may see a no play right here, Mark. We do not. It's going to be a toss sweep to the right side.
He's going to throw the ball.
He throws it, has his man. Wow.
That's Labanowski.
That was Labanowski, who's a backup quarterback, and he finds Reeves down inside the 10. And I didn't think he was going to get that pass off before he got tackled.
Nick Labanowski, we saw him come in earlier at tailback, and he ran the sweep like that. That kind of set up that play. And as I mentioned, Labanowski is the backup quarterback, kind of the co-backup quarterback with Brian Liley. But he avoided the rush and made a good throw down to Reeves, and Reeves adjusted to the pass and made a great catch. So brings up first and goal from the 9-yard line. There it is, no play.
There's the no play, and then gives us some free yards.
Nick,
it's going to be half the distance, so that'll give us down to about it's just inside the 5.
Nick, our student section has started a new tradition. When a big play happens, they release quite a bit of powder.
I knew I was smelling baby powder.
Smell the powder up here.
I didn't know where it was coming from. I just knew I smelled baby powder.
Yeah, they all threw it up at once, LeBron James style.
2:52 to go in this first half. Providence first down and goal. Ball sits at the 4-yard line. Give to
Parker Griffin.
He's going to push forward, and there's the signal for a touchdown. So good play call there. Good run by Parker Griffin with 2:46 to go. Providence is going to go up by 2 scores here.
Parker here comes the fog of powder up this way, and that was the big play that they were waiting for.
Labanowski in again to kick.
Yeah, Cade obviously has a leg issue, and that's the reason Labanowski is kicking tonight.
Dillard puts the ball down. The kick is up. The kick is good. Looks like it should have been a roughing call.
Yeah.
A lot of players on the ground down there.
Yeah, they did not call the roughing call for some reason. But big touchdown here right before the half. And Parker Griffin, along with a host of other Eagles, goes into the end zone.
2:46 to go in this first half. Providence on Thorsby, 14-0. So after the Parker Griffin touchdown and Labanowski's extra point, Providence with a 14-0 lead. 2:46 to go in this first half. Labanowski rolls one on the ground, and it's going to be fallen on by Thorsby at the 38-yard line.
Tell you, Labanowski's done a good job tonight. He had the big onside kick at the very beginning of the game. He had the 2 extra points, and he's also thrown a touchdown pass tonight. So he is, and obviously he's the starting cornerback and has made some tackles and covered his men very well tonight. So good game by Labanowski.
I need to apologize to him too, and you and I both need to actually. In the Houston Academy game, we kept calling him Sawyer Labanowski, who is his older brother.
Yeah.
This is Harrison Labanowski.
Yes.
The give this time to Mims. He goes around the right side. He finds a hole. Labanowski's going to bring him down, sling him out of bounds after a 17-yard gain.
Yeah, Nick, that happens sometimes when you have older brothers that we knew because our older kids were friends with him and several of the other kids. So we mess up these brothers' names every now and then.
I know I called him Sawyer at least half a dozen times last week, or 2 weeks ago for Houston Academy.
All right,
Harrison, we're sorry about that. We know who you are. Keep playing hard. 1st and 10 now for Thorsby. Ball at the 45. This time the give to Mims. He's looking over the right side, squeezes through a hole, and he's going to get hit and wrapped up after a 13-yard gain, but another first down for Thorsby.
Tackle by Reeves there.
He has to come off the field because his helmet came off, which is a good thing for Providence.
Yeah, this is not the time to give up a touchdown here right before the half. For some reason, they have not started. Okay, now they have. He did have to come out of the game. Of course, his brother's still there.
Ball sits at the 31. There's 2:15 to go in this first half. This time,
quarterback
Prey will keep the ball, and he's hit right at the line, but pushes forward for a gain of about 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, stopped by Hayden Parker and Ricky Hall there, but he did push his way for a good 3 or 4 yards there.
We're going to say 3, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 7. Clock now inside 2 minutes. I think it really, momentum so far tonight has been on Providence's side, Mark, but a stop right here would just keep it going that way going into the half. Direct snap to Mims this time. He goes over the right side. he's going to be close to a first down. I think he's going to have it.
Tell you what, McClendon made a possible touchdown saving tackle there, the safety. That's going to bring up second and about 2. Oh, no, second and about 1. Why did they take it out to the?
I thought
they're giving him a first down.
No, I thought the spot was going to be good enough for a first down. So
yeah, I've never seen them take the ball out to the line judge like that and put it down and then decide. But anyway, that's first down and 10 from the 21-yard line of Providence with the clock running.
This time the direct snap to Mims.
He is going nowhere.
He got about 2 yards.
I'm not sure, because we don't keep up with it on the scoreboard. I'm not sure how many timeouts they have left. I know they've taken at least 1.
I think they have 2 left.
2 timeouts. Thank you. They're not going to take one here. It's 1:07 and counting.
If Thorsby has figured something out, they've moved the ball better on this series than they have on earlier series. They figured out something. And Providence is going to have to figure out how to stop it.
Direct snap there, and he's going to throw the ball.
He's looking to throw. This time.
Yeah, that's a big play there by Mr. Reeves.
Is that Reeves?
That was Reeves. He almost came down with it. He went up to knock it down and ended up almost coming down with the interception.
Well, he made a good move on the ball. He had to cut back inside the route.
Yeah.
And the ball floated a little bit on Mims.
That was a direct snap to Mims, which obviously he's been keeping that all night, and he stopped to throw back, thinking they might catch us off guard, but Reeves stayed with his man and made a great play. That brings up third down and about 8 yards with 48 seconds left.
I think if Mims had kept it right then, he would have been tackled for a loss because a host of Providence defensive men were back there with him. This time a low snap. The give to this time direct snap, but then the give to the quarterback, McCray. He's going to be forced out of bounds inside right at the 15.
Nick, I noticed Providence's defensive line shifted towards the Thorsby sideline then, and thinking that Mims was going to get the ball and go, but instead he pitched it to the normal quarterback and went the other way, but Providence adjusted to it and made a good tackle there, even though they got about a 4 or 5 yard gain.
41 seconds to go in this first half, and we have a timeout. Providence with the 14-0 lead. After the timeout, Thorsby has the ball, 4th and 4. Ball sits at the 15-yard line. 41 seconds to go in this first half. Big stand here for Providence. Ball's fumbled, and it's going to be recovered by Thorsby, I believe.
Yes, but that'll be a turnover on downs. There was a mix-up there, and they fumbled the ball on the exchange, and Ricky Hall was there to hammer whoever it was that picked up the ball.
I think McCray was going to hand to Mims that time, and he may have gotten a glimpse of Ricky coming out of his corner of his eye and was maybe trying to pull the ball back. But,
yeah, Ricky came through the line, didn't even look like he was touched, and possibly would have made the tackle anyway, but the fumbled exchange made that a lot easier.
Providence is going to come out and just take a knee and go to the locker room, I believe. Going under center. He takes a snap. You know, Thorsby's defense just standing there expecting that. If we run a play right there, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, they saw us in victory formation, and although it's not a victory yet, but that's the name of the formation. Don't think we'll run another play here.
We don't have to.
No, we do not have to. There's 20 seconds left on the play clock, 12 on the game clock.
See, when the defensive line doesn't even put their hand on the ground, that's where you almost want to audible out and go ahead and run something. Yeah. Send the receiver down the field and throw one.
Yep.
So at the end of one half of play, Providence Christian up on Thorsby 14-0.
Our freshman class members, Margaret Creighton, Emma Glover, Mary Scott Milner, Allie Kate Register, and Sydney Stewart. Sophomore class members, Caitlin Allman, Reagan Cleveland, Emily Daffron, Taylor Dillard. And Hannah Grace Dykes. Juniors, Maddie Betso. Maddie Bell. Sarah Wynn Benton. Gabby Stewart. Caitlin Weatherford. And our seniors and co-captains, Catherine Carruthers. And Bailey Collins. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2015 Providence Christian School Varsity Cheerleading Squad.
Is your band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, the Southern Pride Marching Band!
Who won? Who won? My bad. It was 43 to 15. I was Dallas trying to do it. What?
right before they started. We're back at Providence Christian School for the second half of this first round playoff game between Providence Christian and Thorsby, and there is already a flag for delay of game against Providence.
Okay, that is.
How does Providence get a delay of game?
What's that? Oh, because of the band? Even though it's not our band.
The home team is penalized for a delay of game because the band. The band's instruments were late showing up. The band was late getting on the field. It was Thorsby's band, but since we're the home team, we get penalized 5 yards for delay of game.
Nick, the band's instruments got here late, and we let them go ahead and play, which was the right thing to do. And now they onside kick it, and it goes out of bounds.
They onside kick, it goes out of bounds at the 41, so I would imagine we will take it right there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a rule, but that's
yeah,
kind of strange. But anyway,
it is kind of strange because it wasn't our band. But I guess you're right. You said it right. Being the home team, we had the decision or the right. We could have told the band, sorry, you're not playing. But the right thing to do is to let them play. They did an excellent job. It's one thing we get sometimes in these films, and sometimes we don't. But so Providence will start. Ball on the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Providence with the 14-0 lead as we start this second half. Gwynn takes a snap. He hands to Griffin.
Nick, I wanted to talk a little bit about Cade C. We found out that in warm-ups he pulled his groin.
Yep.
And that's the reason we haven't seen him tonight kicking or on the offense. And with already Ed Colley being out and Garrett Rifle being out, we're really thin in the backfield. That's the reason we've seen Parker playing tailback.
And that groin injury is tough to come back from looking towards next week. Hopefully Providence pull this game out and he'll have another chance to play next week. 2nd and 8 now. This time the give goes to Reeves. He is tripped up right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to no gain on that play, and it's going to bring up 3rd.
Nick, you were right. He was literally tripped up, it looked like. But, yeah, we're down to one of the Dean boys playing fullback now and Parker Griffin playing tailback. And, of course, we've seen Labanowski come in at tailback some. We've seen the freshman Solomon come in at fullback some. We've seen Ricky Hall come in at fullback some more. So we're really backfield by committee tonight.
3rd and 7 for Providence. Reeves split out wide to the left. Griffin goes in motion. Hunter Gwynn with some pressure, looking downfield, looking for a place to run. He's going to get about a yard up to about the 45. But he had nobody. He had pressure early on that play.
Yeah, Nick, that's one thing Thorsby's done very well, get pressure on the quarterback all night long. Even when we've been able to complete some passes, he's been under duress. Anyway, that brings up 4th and 6, and with a 14-0 lead, no reason to do anything stupid here. We're going to punt the ball.
Our defense has done a good job of holding Thorsby all night, and you're right, Mark. I think there was only one pass completed in this first. Well, by Hunter, there was only one pass completed. We had another one. We had 2, okay, and then we had another one by Labanowski. That time the ball taken at the 25, and it's going to be returned to the 29.
Nick, you're right. There was only one by Hunter, but the other one was by Labanowski.
Right.
Anyway, he returns it up to the 29-yard line, and that's where Thorsby will take over.
1st and 10 for Thorsby at the 29 with 9:55 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, number 6, Jay Wilson Benton, the freshman, just made the stop. And tell you what, it's good to get those freshmen out there to play some special teams, get some experience, and get the other guys a rest.
McCray takes a snap. He gives to Mims. Mims goes up off the right tackle. He's going to have about 1.5 yards on that carry.
Nick, Ricky Hall hit him first. He was also helped by Biscuit Ernst and a host of other Eagles tacklers.
They're going to mark him for a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. And it'll be interesting what kind of adjustments offensively Thorsby's made and what kind of adjustments defensively that Providence has made to counteract any adjustments from Thorsby. 2nd and 8 now. Mims takes the ball, tries to go around the right side. He's going to lose about a yard. He's going to get back to the 30.
Nick, that was number 13, Labanowski there with the stop. Also, Biscuit Ernst coming from behind, defensive lineman coming from behind to help on the stop.
He ran that ball to the short side of the field, and there was really nowhere to go.
Andrew Peterson obviously was also right there to help with the stop.
They mark it for a loss of about a yard, so that's going to bring up 3rd now and 8. Play clock down to 7.
Yeah, he's not even looking at it. This will be interesting. Down to 2, down to 1. He got it off.
The snap off. McCray's looking to pass this time.
Peterson is on the prowl. He got him.
Nobody touched Peterson coming through the line.
No.
And McCray stopped to try to get his feet set, and there was nothing for him to do but cover the ball
he never saw him. He tried to stop and plant, and when he did, there was Peterson.
Excellent play by Peterson. That's a loss of about 10 yards, maybe I'm going to say 11 yards. Ball sits now at the 20. It's 4th
Nick,
and 19.
Peterson, each game seems to be improving. He is quite an athlete. We knew that coming in, but he has really improved as the season's gone on.
Snap is high, but it is handled. It's a low kick. It's going to take a Thorsby bounce. Reeves is going to pick it up at the 41-yard line, go up the sideline, cut back across the 50, looking for more running room. Cuts all the way back. He's going to get to the 35-yard line before he's brought down.
Nice run there by Reeves. I thought he might try to go down the sideline and get as much as he could and go ahead and go out. But he decided to cut.
If he had, he wouldn't have gotten.
He wouldn't have. But it would have been a good safe run. But instead, he cut it back up the middle, and he had blockers.
1st and 10 now for Providence. Ball sits at the 35. There's 7.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Parker Griffin in the backfield. Gwynn takes a snap. He gives to Griffin. Griffin goes straight up the middle. He's going to be hit just past the line, gain of about 2.
Once again, they're going to mark it where his knee went down instead of where the ball was. Now, we got 2 different marks by the line judges. We'll see which one yeah, there we go. Actually, that wasn't a bad spot there. Nick, that play there is gaining less and less for us, and I think they're keying in on that. That's what's helped open up the outside stuff.
It has opened up the outside, and it has opened up that little misdirection, that double handoff we saw in the first half. And we got 2nd and 8 now.
We got Solomon in, number 11 at fullback now.
Gwynn takes a snap, tosses out to Parker Griffin on the right side. He's going to get around the right corner and get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's going to be all to bring up 3rd and 8
Nick,
now.
That play there, brings up the issue we have right now. We do not have a speedster right now at tailback because our Cade and Ed are out. And so I brought Labanowski in for a couple of plays in the first half. He's got a little speed. But anyway, Gwynn is asking for the play to be re-signaled in. But we just don't have that outside speed except for Reeves, and he plays a different position.
3rd and 8. This time Gwynn will look to pass. He's looking, can't find his man, gets some pressure, gets away from the pressure.
Still long.
Tries to get the ball long to Reeves, and I don't know if the ball got knocked down or not, but
hey, he did an excellent job there avoiding the rush. And
he should have been tackled for a loss of about 5 and was able to get away from it.
Right, it'd be interesting to see what we do here. It's 4th down and 8 inside the 35-yard line of Thorsby. I think
we're going to go for it.
We'll go for it. Probably try to get some
free yards
on the no play to begin with to try to get closer and then go for it. But Nick, like I said, the pass plays just haven't been there as quick as they wanted them, and then Thorsby's put very good rush on the ball.
That's where we haven't run a screen tonight, and a screen might work in that situation. This time Gwynn looks to pass again. He looks downfield, has his man. Oh, threw that ball. That ball was thrown a little hot, Brandon Barnes did a good job of trying to bring it down, but
that was a good play call. I liked it. It's taking a little bit of a gamble, but as well as our defense have played, not that big of a gamble really, and that was.
Barnes had his man beat. That pass just had a little more juice on it, I think, and if Hunter had thrown that ball up a little bit, I think it would have been a little bit easier to handle. But
he threw a good ball. It's just a little high. Yeah, for Brandon to handle. He has caught those before.
But Barnes got a hand on it and almost came down with the catch. So Thorsby takes over, ball at the 33-yard line. Give to Mims. He's going to go on the right side. He's going to have a gain of about a yard.
That was Peterson on the stop there, Nick. Some other guys, Hall and Ernst, were in on it, but Peterson at least finished it off there.
They're going to give him a 2-yard gain on that. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
We were talking about Peterson a while ago. He's only a sophomore, Nick. He looks like a seasoned veteran out there.
Well, he saw a lot of playing time last year as a 9th grader, and very athletic.
All right, direct snap again.
This time Mims just rumbles straight forward. He's going to gain about 11 yards. Now I'm going to call it 10 yards. He's going to have enough for the first down. Ball will sit now at the 45.
McClendon on the tackle there. Providence has dominated this game, but we're only up 14-0. So this series is a big series for Thorsby and Providence.
5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 45. This time the give goes to Mims.
It's the inside shuffle pass, actually, Nick.
And that's going to be an 11-yard gain.
That's a new play that we haven't seen. He had both Mims brothers in the backfield with him, and I think Providence thought he was going to go out with the other number 24. And instead, he threw the shuffle pass back to number 23.
Reeves and Hall on the stop there. 1st and 10 now. Ball sits at the 44-yard line. McCray takes
another inside pass. That's something Providence hasn't seen.
That one went the same play, just went the other direction.
Nick.
About a 14-yard gain on that one.
Nick, it's interesting. It looks like Thorsby almost runs an identical offense to us. I mean, they do some different things out of it that we don't do, and vice versa. But the way they set the play up with the wing back and the fullback and tailback out behind the Providence is going to call a timeout here. I want to adjust some of this new stuff that Thorsby's throwing at them.
So Providence takes their first time out of the half with 4:37 to go in this third quarter. After the Providence timeout, Thorsby has the ball, sits at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. And let's see what Providence has dialed up to stop this Thorsby offense, who's moving the ball really well right now. This time the direct snap to McCray. He's going to keep it and go straight up the middle.
Yeah, he got about 4 or 5 yards. That was a good gain there.
Ball at the 24 now, 2nd and 5.
Hall in on the stop again. They're gashing our defense right now, which they did not do in the first half. Oh, going to be a direct snap here to 24.
And it is. He's going to go over the left side. He's going to be close to a first down. Going to depend on the spot.
Yep. When their quarterback goes in motion, it's almost an automatic thing. It's going to be a direct snap, and that's going to come up. I think they're going to give them the first down. They are. First down. They don't even measure. That's the second time I've seen them do it that way, which is unusual. But anyway, brings up first down inside the Providence 20.
This time the shovel pass goes over the right side. He's going to get about 4 yards on that.
Stop by McClendon. You don't want your safety making tackles,
Not too many.
No, you don't want them making too many tackles. That means the linebackers have gotten taken out of the play. And
they marked that for a gain of 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5 now. 3 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Nick, that's a good adjustment Thorsby made at halftime with that little shuffle pass. It's gained at least 5 yards every time they've done it.
This time they give the ball. That time we sent
Mr. Hall.
We sent Ricky Hall on a blitz. No, that was Biscuit.
Oh,
no, it was Ricky. We sent Ricky on a blitz, and he came through the line untouched, and that's going to be a loss of about 6.
Yeah, they saw something there. That's something we haven't seen Providence do much of this year, really.
No, that's the first time I remember seeing a blitz like that.
He timed the snap, too. That's very unusual for Providence. It's not a team that normally do that. But very big stop there, but brings up 3rd down. Of course, they're in probably 4-down territory here at this point in the game.
3rd and 11. Ball sits at the 20-yard line. McCray takes the snap.
Inside pass again.
And that's going to go to Mims. He's going to be hit at the 5, but he's going to push his way into the end zone.
That's that inside pass once again. They have burnt Providence on several times. Providence has got a player down as well as Thorsby. Number 51 for Thorsby.
Can't see who the Providence player is. So Thorsby with the touchdown right there.
I think that looks like number 57 for Providence, Andrew Peterson.
I hope it's not Andrew, but we'll step away for a minute while they tend to the injured players on the field. So the injured players both able to get off the field under their own power, and they'll check them out on the sideline. It is 1st and goal.
This is 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
They did not get it, I don't think. No, sir.
They're going to be stopped short on that 2-point conversion.
That is a big play right there, Nick.
That is. So after the touchdown by Thorsby, a nice, it was about a 17-yard touchdown run from Mims. 1:58 to go in the 3rd quarter. Providence with a 14-6 lead. So after the Thorsby touchdown, they failed the 2-point conversion, and Providence with the 14-6 lead. I want to take another moment to thank Scenic Productions for being here tonight and being here to do this playoff game.
Also, the Alabama High School Athletic Association, they want us to remind everybody to get out and see a playoff game next week, no matter where you are. Oh, they're going to pooch kick it again. They blew the whistle. So the play's over.
Yep. Looks like Providence will have the ball at the 42.
That was a premature whistle, but we did get it back anyway. But the back judge and looks like the white hat come running in with a whistle, but a little premature, but we'll take it.
Providence will start at the 42, 1st and 10. Under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, Nick, it's kind of unusual to see a team scared to kick it deep to us.
It may mean that they don't have the ability to kick it deep. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Inside the 2 minutes in the 3rd quarter, and ball on the 42-yard line, 43-yard line.
Barnes split out wide to the left. Gwynn takes a snap.
Ooh.
Toss.
I saw that coming.
Griffin trying to get around the corner. He's going to get around the corner, be out of bounds, run out of bounds after a 4-yard gain.
Down out of bounds after the play, but they did not see it. Nick, we saw a big block there by Barnes, number 3, and also number 11, Solomon is in on as fullback, and he got a hand on the guy, but didn't slow him down that much. But he did a good job getting out there at least and giving Parker at least a yard or 2 extra.
That block on the outside linebacker at Barnes threw those.
Yeah,
a good block
that'll be one to be replayed.
2nd and 6 now. Clock is stopped because the play went out of bounds. Gwynn takes a snap. He gives to Parker Griffin. He goes straight up the middle. He's going to be just shy of the 1st down, about a yard shy.
Oh, it's a fumble, Nick. There's a fumble on the play.
Officials just now blowing the whistle.
It's Thorsby's ball, it looks like.
Well, Thorsby says it's their ball. I haven't seen an official say anything.
I haven't seen an official say anything. They're asking for the play clock to be stopped.
Game clock
the play clock's supposed to be stopped.
They stopped the game clock at 1:14.
I've not seen a signal from them as far as who's got the ball. Obviously, they're giving it to Thorsby, but they never made that signal. They kept. I think they're going to come over and ask for the time to be put back on the clock here because it ran about 10, 15 seconds. 1, 2, 6.
1, 2, 6.
I believe that's what he said.
So the official will put 1:26 back on the clock Thorsby does take over on the Providence fumble. Ball's at the 48-yard line. And that's not what Providence needed.
Another inside pass.
This time Providence sniffed it out.
Yeah, that's uh-oh, we got some people down again here, both teams. Oh, they're getting back up. It was just they were piled on top of each other.
Loss of 1 on that play.
Good to see Peterson back in the game after that last play on the touchdown play where he came up slowly, but good stop on first down. It brings up 2nd and 10.
Clock inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Ball at the 48. This time McCray will keep it. He will get about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. So that's going to bring up 3rd and I'm going to call it a long 8.
3rd and 8. Big series here, Nick.
They will have to snap this ball.
Providence wants to get the momentum back here. They need to make a stop here, really. They are going to have to. I'm with you. I don't think they have a play clock at home because they're not used to this.
Play clock down to 6. This time
inside
the
pass play.
Pass to Mims. He's going to get about 4 yards.
Yeah, it looks like 75 Brian Jones, 24 Ricky Hall in on the stop. That's going to bring up 4th and about 6.
That's going to be 4th and 6 when we come back to start the fourth quarter here at Providence Christian. 12 minutes to go. Minutes to go in this ball game, Mark, as we start the fourth quarter. Providence up 14-6, and big play right here. Thorsby comes out, and it looks like they're going for it.
They
on
are.
4th and 5.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do their own version of the no play here to try to get it to be a little bit closer. But they bring in number 5 here. He's not been in. He's a big. They bring him in at fullback here. Be interesting to see what happens. He's the lead blocker here.
McCray going to keep that ball, and he's going to be short.
Interesting play call right there, Nick.
Well, they tried to go heavy and go over the right side, and McCray gained about 2 yards, but he is stopped at the 45.
I would have expected one of the Mims boys to take that direct snap and go behind the big boy, but they did not do that. They brought in number 5. It looks like he goes about 6'3", 260 to me, but anyway, he did get a good lead block there, but number 2 just doesn't have enough lead in his pants to get that first down there. So brings up first down for Providence at the 44-yard line.
Providence right now would love to score, make this a 2-score game again.
Twins on both sides, Nick.
Thorsby a little confused, not sure what to do with twins on both sides. Gwynn's looking to pass. He's looking for Reeves over the middle.
Catch
what a
by
catch.
Reeves.
Wow, what a catch.
Absolutely, Nick. That was a phenomenal catch. Good pass.
That's about a 23-yard gain on that pass.
We just talked about it at the break, Nick, about would be nice to see Providence throw the ball on first down and loosen up this defense a little bit.
Well, he threw that ball where his receiver is the only one who had a chance at it, and Reeves did an excellent job of catching that ball with his hands and bringing it down and controlling it all the way to the ground. So the ball now sits on the 30-yard line. Clock is running, 11:37 to go in this ball game. 1st and 10 for Providence. This time the give goes
to Griffin.
Griffin right up the middle. He's going to be just shy of a first down, about 2 yards shy, 1 yard shy.
That opens up the play calling on second down there, Nick, when you get the
first. That was another first. Yeah, but now we have 2nd and 1.
Right. Opens up the playbook. And
after throwing on first
hurry
down,
up a little bit here, Nick.
Throwing on first down kind of opened things up a little bit.
We were going to try to go up, hurry up, but the coaches took a little while getting the play in. But anyway, here we go.
A quick huddle from Providence. This time the give goes to Reeves going back the other way. He cuts back and avoids tackle. There's a flag on the play.
I believe that'll be a face mask. Now the Thorsby players are pointing towards Providence, but they're saying there's
a fumble.
High.
They're saying there was a fumble, is what Thorsby's saying.
There was a high tackle there. I thought he got his face mask. I didn't see the fumble. There might have been a fumble, but yeah.
the penalty, I think, is on Thorsby, but if Providence fumbled, that's not going to be a good thing.
Well, no, Providence will still get the ball if it was a face mask, but it may be further back than we'd like it.
We're waiting on the call from the officials. Large crowd out here tonight for this playoff game, Mark.
Personal foul, face mask on Thorsby.
Automatic first down. So it's going to be first down. Ball will sit inside the 10.
Yeah, Nick, we don't know.
On the 6.
We don't know whether he fumbled or not. He might have been down when he fumbled. Either way, it doesn't matter with the face mask call. I'm assuming he did not fumble, because if he had fumbled there, the penalty probably would have been from the original line of scrimmage, or from the line of scrimmage, the walk off. Anyway, brings up first down inside the 10-yard line.
First and goal from the 6. Providence goes on a no play, and Thorsby doesn't bite this time. Checks out of that. Give to Parker Griffin. He goes straight up the middle.
He's going
to be brought down around the 2-yard line.
Well, got Will Solomon in at number 11 at fullback, the freshman. And Providence is going to hurry up, do a little hurry up here. Thorsby's trying to get somebody in. They had to turn around and go back because Providence did not make a substitution, so the play will go on.
Ball sits at the 2-yard line. This time, nobody there is a broken play.
Oh, that looked like helmet to helmet there.
Gwen slipped. If he doesn't slip, he's trying to make that cut back. He might get in, but
yeah, that was one of those. It's surprising that we haven't had more of those because of everybody playing different positions in the backfield tonight. But the running back went one way and the quarterback went the other way, and it was not planned that way.
No, and there's a lot of moisture in the air tonight. The field is damp, and so just slipped on that and lost about 2 yards. So it's going to be now 3rd and goal from the 4. This time, Parker Griffin straight up the middle. He's pushing forward. He's going to be down close. They're going to mark that back down around the 2.
Yeah, that's a bad spot. I thought he got to the 1, but anyway, be interested to see what the coach does here. We're bringing in the field goal team. I'll tell you what it did do. That play squared it up a little bit, so it's not such a bad angle.
Now, and sitting at the 2, this is just basically like an extra point.
Right, we're bringing in Labanowski to kick. He's the second-team kicker, but he's done a good job tonight. And this is a big kick right here, Nick.
9 minutes to go in this ball game. Snap to Dillard. High snap. He gets it down. The kick is up. Kick is good.
Yes. Very nice job by Tanner Dillard, Nick, the senior that hasn't been able to play except on to hold. He did a great job getting the ball down, and Labanowski, with not much experience back there, got the ball through the uprights.
So 8:57 to go in the ball game, and Providence up 17-6. So with the field goal right there, Mark, Providence has made it a 2-possession game. There's just under 9 minutes to go in the ball game, and we'll tee it up at the 40.
And Nick, it's interesting. We actually call plays on kickoffs. I just noticed Coach Keith actually giving the signal to Labanowski and the kickoff team.
I would imagine a squib kick right here.
Yeah, no reason to kick it to one of the Mimses.
And it is a squib. It's going to be
it was fumbled.
Touched.
It was touched. Ooh.
They're going to throw a flag on that. I thought the ball was touched, though.
It doesn't matter if it's kicked out of bounds as long as they don't fumble it out of bounds. If it's just a touch out of bounds, it's still a penalty on Providence.
Ball went out of bounds at the 30. It'll be spotted at the 35 for the kick out of bounds.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have possession of it. He did touch it, but if he had possession of it and fumbled it, it would not have been a penalty.
I know that the rule is what it is, but I disagree with the rule. I think if they touch it, it shouldn't be a penalty anymore.
Right there, right? Nick, it's unusual to have mosquitoes out on a November night.
Yeah, it's November the 6th, and there's mosquitoes, and it's about 80 degrees. Maybe not quite 80 degrees, but it is warm. This time the ball goes to Mims. Mims goes around the right side. He breaks one tackle. He's going to get about 2 yards, 3 yards on that.
Providence is saying we got the ball, but they must have called him down. I did not see a fumble, but he must have dropped it after his knee was down. But gets about 3 or 4 yards on that play.
He's going to be credited with 3.5. It's going to be second and a long 6. And I think a stop here by Providence defense would keep the momentum right here with us.
Yeah, it'll be probably 4-down territory here for Thorsby.
This time the shovel pass inside, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be all.
Yeah, Nick.
It was almost a broken play. It didn't look like Mims was ready for that ball.
Yeah, number 58 there. I think that's Yance.
Yes,
Eli Yance did a great job containing that play and helping in on the tackle, and then he had help coming in from behind. But Eli did the job right there by containing that play and not letting him get outside.
3rd and 6 now for Thorsby. 7.5 minutes to go in the ball game. And there is, before the snap,
Thorsby called timeout.
Thorsby has taken a timeout.
Yeah. And
so Thorsby takes a timeout with 7:29 to go in this ball game. After Thorsby's timeout, it is 3rd and 6. And like you said, Mark, I believe they would be in 4-down territory. So right here, probably not trying to get it all. Direct snap.
He's going to
Mims.
throw it back.
He's trying to throw it back. He's getting pressure. He's getting lots of pressure. He runs around the end.
Boys. Don't hit him late.
He flips the ball up, and it is broken up by Labanowski. That ball, he just threw that ball up for grabs. He's lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Yeah, Nick, the receiver did get behind our defensive backs a little bit, but the pass was kind of
a
floater, yeah.
Yeah.
And he gave time for the Providence defense to get there. I was a little concerned about, we had a linebacker, or maybe it was defensive lineman, that was coming full charge at Mims, and I was a little afraid he was going to hit him late, but he hit him as the ball was being thrown. That brings up 4th down. Looks like they're going to bring out the punter here.
It's 4th and 6. Ball sits at the
Providence is not
39-yard line.
Providence is not buying it. The only person back is the back judge.
So Providence is looking for a fake, but he is going to punt it away, and it's a good punt. It's going to take a Providence bounce. It actually just kind of checked up and stopped right there at the 23-yard line.
That was a very good job of the defense right there, Nick. It was a big series, and Coach Keith is clapping them and cheering them on right there, and the crowd is as well. That was a big defensive series right there.
Yeah, that's, we actually could have come away with a turnover right there. That way, that ball was just kind of thrown up for grabs.
Yeah.
There was 3 Providence defenders down there, but the way it was thrown, all they could do is just kind of knock it down.
Yep. Nick, I want to give our students credit. Our band's not here tonight, but the students actually have filled up the band section, and we've got a bigger student section than even normal. So
7:06 to go in the ball game. Providence 1st and 10. Ball sits at the 23-yard line. Toss sweep will go to Griffin. He's going to turn upfield. He fumbles the ball. It's going to be covered up, though, by Providence. It's going to be a loss of about 5.
That would have been huge, Nick.
For Thorsby.
For Thorsby. they nailed Griffin there, and as ball popped out again like happened in the first half. But Griffin, I tell you, he has really been a workhorse tonight.
Solomon will come out of the game.
Yeah, they brought Labanowski in. I guess he's going to play tailback, and Griffin's going to play fullback here. It's 2nd down and long. I don't expect us to get fancy here.
Second and about 16.
Probably run the ball here. There's no reason to stop the clock.
with it being a 2-possession game, I think we want to burn as much clock as possible. Play clock goes down inside of 5. We're going to give the ball to
Dean.
Dean coming back the other way.
Yeah.
He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage.
That was a good job, good play call there, Nick. We ran the play clock way down. We also tried to draw them off sides, but went ahead and ran the play. Keep the clock running. It's inside 6 minutes now. Now it brings out a more manageable 3rd down.
Well, we didn't quite get back to the original line of scrimmage. We're a yard short of it, so it's 3rd and 11 now. And we are going to burn as much clock as we possibly can. Gwynn takes a snap. He gives to Labanowski. Labanowski spins off one tackle, and he's going to gain about a yard. He'll be up to the 23-yard line. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Thorsby has 2 timeouts left, I believe. I know they took 1, maybe 2, but I know they took 1. So at the most they have is 2. This is going to get the play clock inside, the game clock inside 5 minutes. Looks like Providence is
going to punt right here.
Going to punt, but they're getting inside 14 seconds here on the play clock. All right, we got everybody out there now. On the
4th and 10. Yount's in to punt. Yount stands at his 9.
Big punt here.
Low punt.
Low
snap.
Oh, good punt,
Good punt. He aims it for the sideline. It's going to take a Providence bounce and go out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Good punt under the circumstances there, Nick, with a low snap and heavy air and the situation we are here in the game. That's going to bring it's 4:39 left, 1st and 10 for Thorsby at their own 38-yard line.
And it is a 2-possession game. Providence with the 11-point lead, so defense needs to bow up right here and get another stop, and then we should be able to control the clock the rest of the game. Remind everybody the winner of this game will travel to Washington County next week for a second-round playoff game. This time, Mims is dropping back, looking to pass, looking deep, looks downfield. Labanowski's there and breaks it up. That ball Labanowski had a better chance on it than did number 9 or number 8. Nope,
Nick.
Number 9. I don't have a number 9, but that time Labanowski had a better chance at it than he did.
Nick, I'm not sure about. I know that if Providence wins, we definitely have to travel. I'm not sure about Thorsby. I don't know the rules on all that, but.
If Thorsby wins, since they traveled this week, I think then Washington County would have to come to them.
Right, but let's not worry about that right now. All right, two outside to the right.
2nd and 10, the give to Mims. He's hitting the backfield, breaks that tackle. He's going to get enough for a first down. Looks like there was a hold back in the middle of the field, but I don't see a flag.
There was. We haven't seen any flags for holding tonight, so I don't expect one at this point.
That's about a 12-yard gain, enough for a first down.
Not sure if he stayed in bounds or not. We'll see when the white hat gives us a signal right here. They stop the clock for the first down. We know that, but let's see what the white hat does right here.
The ball's at the 49.
He does wind the clock. So
okay, ball at the 49, 4:15 to go in the ball game. 1st and 10 for Thorsby. Snap to Mims. Fumbles the ball, able to catch it in the air and fall down, but it's a loss at 2.
We came in with the blitz that time, and he saw that and went outside. But when he took the cut, he kind of lost the ball.
Barnes almost had a chance to catch that one too.
Nick, I noticed one thing. Thorsby has had to play a lot of people both ways. Well, Providence has had to more than normal tonight, but we still have a lot of guys that don't go both ways, and we seem to be the fresher team right now. Their running backs are really tired.
2nd and 12 now. 3.5 minutes to go in the ball game. McCray in the backfield by himself. He puts Mims in motion. He's going to hand it to him on the speed sweep, and he's not going to go anywhere. He's going to be brought down for a loss. That's a loss of about 4.
Yeah, they gave him forward progress, but he still lost 3 or 4 yards, and they had a guy that moved, but we'll take that play instead there.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 15 now. Clock still runs down to 3 minutes in this ball game. So a stop right here, and Providence can potentially run the clock out. The success they've had on the shovel pass would make me think, there
there's
it
the
is.
shuttle pass. It is red.
And it was red, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. He fights for about 1.5 yards. That's going to bring up 4th and about 13.
That was Parker
yards.
Griffin, Nick, a guy that's been a workhorse tonight on both sides of the ball. He met him right there when he got the ball. No, what would have happened had he not done that? We might have been able to stop him, but he would have at least gotten 3 or 4 more yards.
4th and 13.
Timeout, Thorsby.
Thorsby will take a timeout, and I don't know if that's their last one or not.
We think that's their. I think they have one more.
They may have one more. 2:21 to go in the ball game. Thorsby takes the timeout. So after Thorsby takes their second timeout, they've got one left. It is 4th and 12, 4th and 13 for Thorsby. This right here could be the ball game with 2:21 to go in the game. They're going to toss it. It's going to be a reverse.
Triple reverse. Got holding outside.
We got lots of holding outside. He's not going to get the first down, though.
That is, McClendon came up and made a huge play.
There was a huge hold right there around the 47-yard line.
There was, but McClendon came up from his safety position, playing a little deep. He came up and made the tackle for to keep them from getting the first down. He was about 2 or 3 yards short, and he would have gotten it had McClendon not gotten there so quick. But that brings up first down for Providence, Nick, and we should be able to run this thing out.
First down at the 42-yard line with 2:11 to go. Thorsby can only stop the clock once. They have one timeout.
Nick, that was the first time I've seen the triple reverse in a long time.
And it almost worked. They did a good job with it. Just came up about 3 yards short. Gwen will let the clock get down inside 5.
Doesn't matter at this point.
But the give goes straight up the middle. He's going to get no gain on that play.
Now the clock starts because
that was Labanowski on the carry.
Nick, this thing holds up like it looks like it is. We hope we can get some of these injured players back next week. Cade C. and Garrett Rifle.
We've lost 2 players, or 3 players for the season. Robert Chapman with a broken arm, and
Ed Colley with
a broken arm, and then
Jared Ray with a messed up knee.
With a knee. All 3 of those required surgery, and we hope they all will recover quickly. 2nd now and 9. Toss goes to the right side. Labanowski, he's trying to get to the outside.
He needs to stay in bounds. He does.
He does stay in bounds, and the only person who could catch him right there was Mr. Mims.
Yeah, he did a good job there. Had Mims not gotten him there, I think he might have gotten
the first down. I think so, too.
Labanowski does something that the other 2 backs we've had tonight has not done. He gives us a little speed on the outside.
It's going to be 3rd and about 6 now. We're inside a minute, though, Mark. And
yeah, Nick, we might not even have to get a first down here. We'll see how long this play takes.
First down right here would ice it for sure.
Oh, obviously.
Going in the shotgun, Labanowski next to him. He takes a snap, gives to Labanowski. He goes up the middle. He's going to lose about a yard. But now we're down to 30 seconds.
How quick they put it into play.
If they don't put it.
They call timeout.
They call timeout. All right, 26 seconds to go. Thorsby takes their final timeout, so Providence will have to snap the ball.
They will have to snap the ball. They'll probably go ahead and punt here, Nick.
So after Thorsby takes their final timeout, it is 4th and 8.
Yeah, we're not in playoff. We're not in punt position here. Oh, he took it outside.
It to Labanowski, who goes down the sideline. One man to beat.
Ooh.
And he plants him and knocks him out of bounds.
Yeah.
18 seconds to go, but that's going to be a first down, and Providence, all they have to do is
Mims right there deserves some credit. He is playing to the final whistle. He's done a very good job.
That was a good open field tackle right there.
Yeah, it really was, and he's played very hard tonight. And him and his brother have really put it on the line tonight, and I want to congratulate them on their season. And those guys are both 11th graders, so they'll be back next year.
Clock is running.
Now we're in victory formation.
Providence is in victory. We don't even have to snap the ball.
No, they went ahead and started the clock.
So, as the clock runs out, Providence will finish this game 17-6 over Thorsby, getting their first playoff win at home.
Yep, this is our 3rd playoff game at home, and we have crossed that off the checklist. It's our 6th win at home this year, and these seniors have been through a lot over the last 4 years, and now they're getting to go on the road for a playoff game and face number 10 in the state, Washington County, Nick.
That's right. We'll travel to Washington County next week for that game. We're glad you could join us tonight. Everybody travel safe. From Nick Gwynn, Mark Smith, good night from Providence Christian University. Providence Christian.
You've been watching High School Football Game Night, presented by Scenic Cable Network and Productions. Join us again next time.